Stevens' John Moran will say a few words about the man who remained his best friend until Stevens' death.
You go, girl.
Hello. I met Steve when we were both sophomores at the University of Illinois in Champaign. We had a beginning acting class together, and the teacher put us together to do a scene for our final grade for the course. It was a short scene from a life in the theater, which is so appropriate today, and yet it seems so improbable then, since Steve had auditioned twice to get into the theater department, but wasn't accepted. We had to rehearse the scene outside of class, so I had to call him up to arrange for the rehearsal. And that first phone conversation lasted for 2 hours. It was a conversation that continued throughout the years and never really stopped. It was always something we could pick up whenever we saw each other again. When I hung up the phone after talking to him that first time, I realized that his industriousness overwhelmed me. He was always in college, he was always involved in some kind of dance or theater project where he was not only the lead dancer, but he designed and made all the costumes and it also helped make the set.